What's going on, guys? My name is TeftyTeft, and welcome to another episode of Destiny in pursuit of reviewing all the exotic weapons. I'm continuing my before and after journey with the Icebreaker, easily one of my favorite snipers in Destiny. Here's how a fresh Icebreaker handles in the wild. This exotic sniper is rather unique in that the main perk that we all think of for the Icebreaker is automatically active without any upgrades. That perk is ammo regeneration. Icebreaker can hold a max of 6 shots. It cannot be reloaded, the ammo regenerates over time, and special ammo boxes cannot be picked up either. If you prefer high stability, low recoil sniper rifles, then Icebreaker is going to put you off initially. It kicks like a wild horse, and for good reason. The impact is the second highest available in the game at the moment, bested by Aphrodite's Spear and Black Hammer, and a few others too. On top of the kick, the zoom of the lens is a love it or hate it type of situation. This is not an ambush scope, it's got a lot of zoom, and you cannot change the zoom either. Cosmetically, it's got a futuristic energy-based rifle look with red highlights. The description reads, "Please replace these components if use causes fatal damage. Heatsink, magazine, operator." Let's talk about the perks. First off, this sniper rifle has solar damage, making it excellent for anything solar shielded and nightfalls with solar burn. I'm looking at you, witches and shanks. No backpack, cannot be reloaded, regenerates ammo over time. It appears to regenerate 1 bullet every 5 seconds. Mulligan, missing a shot has a 5% chance to return the ammo directly to the magazine. Now, I'm not a fan of Mulligan because the 5% chance is so low you barely notice it in real battle. Plus, if you land your shots, you're not going to be experiencing this perk a lot either. Icebreaker, victims spontaneously combust, dealing damage to others nearby. This perk will proc regardless of critical or body shot kills. The damage radius is smaller than Firefly, so don't expect this to best your Fatebringer for clearing out thralls, but it can still be very effective with the right circumstances. Barrel options: Accurized Ballistics, Field Choke, and Linear Compensator. Now, at first glance, you may be thinking these have little effect, and to be honest, they really just affect the recoil pattern. You won't be able to achieve any higher stability or more damage, but you can get a tighter, more predictable recoil pattern with Linear Compensator, and that is the one I personally recommend. The middle tier options offers Quick Draw. This weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. Lightweight, grants +2 character agility while held. Snapshot, aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. Depending on your class and current activity, all 3 of these options can be useful. Quick Draw will ready your sniper faster for quick responses in PvE and PvP situations. Lightweight is useful if your subclass is spec'd for low agility, but if you already have a high agility spec'd on a hunter, then you're hardly going to notice the movement and jump bonus. Snapshot will reduce the aim down sights time to a minimum, however, Icebreaker already has a pretty fast ADS. I would only recommend this perk over Quick Draw if you would like to maximize your quick scope abilities for PvP, or you're playing as a blade dancer that's already speccing for Quick Draw. Real quick, let's talk some damage numbers. Fresh 302 damage Icebreaker dealt 1,296 body shots and 6,480 criticals to level 30 red health enemies. Maxed out 331 Icebreaker dealt 1,470 body shot and 7,350 critical. In PvP, body shots will drop the health down to near death, while criticals are obviously instant kills. If you are a Defender Titan with Weapons of Light spec'd, then Ward of Dawn will turn your body shots into one-hit kills. No doubt about it, this sniper rifle is king of PvE. The ammo regeneration alone makes this weapon a must for soloing any nightfall. When the ammo is fully regenerated to 6 shots, you have half ammo of any other special weapon you switch to at that moment. For raids and strikes, this sniper allows you to juggle your weapons effectively to pace your ammo consumption. Notice your primary getting low? Unload your Icebreaker and you'll likely see some primary drop. On top of that, the Destiny game engine treats your special ammo as if you have none, so you'll get a ton of special ammo boxes dropping on the ground when using the Icebreaker. Now, this is only good if you plan on switching to an alternate special, such as Black Hammer, but nonetheless, it can be a perk. You will never run out of ammo with the Icebreaker, as long as you're patient. Like most exotic weapons in Destiny, there appears to be some hidden perks. I did a lot of investigation, both online and in-game, and I gotta say, this weapon feels like it has unflinching, but it is difficult to show in video. I've used the Icebreaker enough to know that other snipers, including Black Hammer, do not have the same feel when under fire. Problem is, I'm at a loss as to how to show you guys and prove it in a video. So I'd like to know from you guys what you think as well. Do you think Icebreaker has unflinching as a hidden perk? Let's start a conversation in the comment section below about this. Now, even though the stability is awful with the sniper, you'll notice that you can land shots under fire relatively well. Pull out the black hammer and try the same thing with the high zoom scope. You'll get your shots knocked off a lot more often. If unflinching is actually on this sniper rifle, then that is a fantastic perk to have thrown into the mix for free. Even further, there appears to be a super secret perk that can destroy Hive Knight shields if shot at the right time when they spawn. Now, is this actually an intended perk for the Icebreaker? I don't think so. Personally, I think that the way the damage calculation, bullet physics, and area damage is applied affects the shield's status and breaks them at spawn point. I don't think the developers actually intended this effect for the Icebreaker. However, this before and after video is 95% opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Another possible hidden perk that may or may not be accurate because it's difficult to test for is whether or not the Icebreaker comes with high caliber rounds built into it. Body shots appear to stagger most enemies if they're not instantly killed from the first shot. However, the impact nature of the sniper rifle may just imply that the damage was high enough to induce a stagger effect, just like rocket launchers can stagger enemies due to the sheer intensity of the damage being applied. I also feel that the scope handles as if high caliber rounds was applied, because the perk makes the handling slightly more difficult. In comparison to other sniper rifles with high zoom scopes, I feel less drag. Icebreaker just feels like it has a little more drag on the scope movement. I have another argument to make for the high caliber rounds, but it's in regards to PvP. So, we all know that Icebreaker is a PvE must, edging out Black Hammer just barely in must-haves. Now let's talk some PvP. Most people think Icebreaker is awful for PvP. And honestly, I've been guilty of saying Icebreaker is a bad weapon choice in PvP too. Until I was forced to use it during Iron Banner on the PS4 as a level 30, when all I had that was decent was a Fatebringer and Icebreaker, both only half leveled. What I found was that Icebreaker is surprisingly good for PvP. Good enough to replace my Thorn? No, of course not. But excellent if you'd rather use a Scout Rifle as your primary. Now before you leave me a comment saying I lost my mind, hear me out. First, the bad parts. You don't spawn with ammo. That's bad. The recoil is awful. Bad. The zoom, it's too high, right? Well, that's personal preference. Alright, now the good. You regenerate ammo. With patch 1.1.2, special ammo has become even more scarce in the Crucible. You have an infinite supply with the Icebreaker at 5 seconds every bullet. If it indeed has unflinching, then you can pair it with Snapshot or Quick Draw. If your aim is solid, you can tank a couple shots and land a critical or killing body blow. Your body shots bring opponents down to a sliver of health after all. Now you may or may not have noticed this, but Icebreaker shots have a ton of camera shake in PvP, and this is another reason why I think it might have high caliber rounds as a hidden perk. It's also possible that the perk Icebreaker itself also adds extra punch to the camera shake. Now, here is the real selling point for me on Icebreaker in the Crucible. Most snipers with high impact have 3 bullets in the magazine. If you have Field Scout, then you're giving up Snapshot, Quick Draw, high caliber rounds, or armor piercing rounds. Icebreaker has 6 shots in the magazine on paper, but in reality, it has 7 to 8 shots because it takes about 7 seconds to unload the whole magazine at max speed. So, on Control Point C, looking at B on Shores of Time, you can easily unload 8, maybe even 9 shots before you have to take cover and regenerate ammo. And if you're using Quick Draw, you can switch to a Scout Rifle in no time, land a couple shots, and then back to the Icebreaker for another follow-up shot or 2. Nowhere else in Destiny can you find a 7 to 9 shot Sniper Rifle with this level of impact, unflinching high caliber rounds, and Snapshot or Quick Draw. Now sure, it cannot shoot through walls. And yeah, it doesn't have final round. And yes, you have to let the ammo regenerate. But you gotta admit, that basket of perks sounds delicious on a Sniper Rifle. You just have to get used to the bad stability and high zoom. And there you have it. You've heard my case for Icebreaker in PvP. Will I be using it in the Crucible? Probably not, because I like exotic hand cannons too much. But next time you see somebody rocking the Icebreaker in PvP, think about all the positives I just listed off and be happy they're on your team. Unless they're running in and constantly dying. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this before and after review. It's been over a month since my last one, and it feels good to get back onto it. Plus, I've got something special I need to get reviewed on the PS4. What could that be? Alright guys, slap that like button if you dug this video. Become a subscriber if you haven't already. The support is incredibly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.